Tuesday next week, districts at the end of next week, and then the state tournament starts 2 weeks from tomorrow. So softball season here for the Crete High Cardinals is winding down. Again, we've got 7 seniors on this team, 4 that are starting seniors, so we're going to make sure that we do some shout-outs to them and their family. Leah Juergens on first base, Lexi Mock and the pitcher's mound.
On the top of the first inning is number 13, Jenna Skradsky.
Cassidy Skillett on third base, and Ashlyn Adam in right field. So Lexi's on the mound, ready for the first pitch of the night. It's top of the first inning against the Cougars. All right, number 13, one of the Skradsky girls, is up to bat. She's a junior and is batting .361 per max preps. So see if she can get her bat on the ball. Lexi was strong last night with her pitching. Struck out 9 batters last night. We start the night off with 2 balls, no strikes, no outs, and nobody on. All right. Jordan Coe lines up a little bit on the outside, and Lexi paints the corner. The other seniors that we want to recognize that are on the Cardinals softball team are Kylie Mike, daughter of Darren and Darcy Mike, Roxy Fowler, and Lena Zahorik. So we want to make sure that we recognize those folks as well. Very important part of the team. You might not be a starter, but you contribute in some way to the team. I know that our seniors from last year are probably dialed in watching tonight's game. Izzy Elsie,
Full count ahead for Jenna.
Morgan Molly, Jada Wyan, and Jenny Cardona. Seniors, you guys know what it was like when you were seniors and playing in your last game. It's a very emotional time, so hopefully these Cardinals can stay focused. We got a full count here to this batter from Omaha Gross, and she fouls one back against the backstop. So still full count, no outs here. The first batter of the inning. It's the top of the first here at Crete. No outs, nobody on. All right. Lexi winds up, and we get the first strikeout of the evening.
The first out. 1 out for the Cougars. Coming up next to bat, number 7, Jordan Skradsky. 1 out, bases are empty.
Here's the other Skradsky sister. Looks like her batting average has been about .421 this season. She's a junior. They must be twins. They're both juniors. Lexi's got Jordan Coe is our catcher tonight, and she's been having catching duties most of the season. She's kind of lining up on the outside. It looks like we're not going to give those. We're going to be painting the corners tonight, it looks like. So we got 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, and batter swang at that ball. So we got 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here, the top of the first inning for the Cardinals. Again, my name is Linda Stones. My daughter Marley's playing shortstop. I've got a son, Brennan, who's a senior in high school here at Crete. And I've got 3 older boys that are living the dream, 1 in Charlotte, North Carolina, and 2 in Blue Springs, Missouri. I'm sure they're dialed in tonight watching their little sister. All right, we've got 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out for this Omaha Gross batter. And another strikeout for Lexi.
Coming up to base is number 10, Brooklyn Kotick.
All right.
2 outs, base is empty.
Number 10 is coming up for Omaha Gross. She is a senior. She's batting .325 on the year and has had 4 home runs so far this year per max preps. Those are where I get my statistics. Unfortunately, I don't have any statistics on the Cardinals because they don't load those into max prep. So we've got no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs for this Omaha Gross batter. Batter number 3, top of the first inning. All right, so we got 1 ball, 1 strike. That looked awful good down the middle, but I'm a nurse, not a sports broadcaster, and not an umpire, definitely. So we'll do the best we can tonight to keep you entertained, keep you engaged in the ball game, keep you updated on what's going on. We got another ball that came across the plate, so 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Always a little bit of concern. It'd be nice if we could get out of this game a little bit early, give a little rest on Lexi's arm. And that ball was a little too far outside. So we got 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Our secondary pitcher is Mackenzie Steyer. She just got done pitching the JV game for Crete. JV won. There's a foul ball back out of play. The JV team won, and I think they won most of their games this season with Mac on the mound. So we have somebody lined up to take Lexi's position next year on the mound for the Cardinals. Mackenzie tonight is playing left field. We got another foul ball, so full count on this batter. 2 outs, the top of the first inning. Looks like our student section's a little light right now, but football practice is probably just getting over, and there's a volleyball game going on. The Cardinal volleyball team is taking on the York Dukes tonight, so there's probably some of the students up watching that match as well. It's up at the high school. We had looked like a 7th and 8th grade boys football game here on the fields just north of the softball field earlier, and that crowd has since dispersed. So a lot of activities going on here in Crete community tonight. We got a full count to this batter, 2 outs, nobody on, and she pops one out into right field and handled well by Ashlyn Adams. So
the first. Score is scoreless, 0-0.
So 3 outs. The Lady Cardinals 3 up, 3 down, and now it's time to see if we can get our bats a-cracking. So Kylie Griffin, Coach Griffin, made a few changes to the batting lineup yesterday, so we'll see what order the Cardinals come out in tonight. Cardinals did well last night. We won against Lakeview 9-0. Again, Lexi kind of dominated on the mound with 9 strikeouts last night. So held them to no runs, and our bats were going last night. No long balls last night because there was a pretty stiff wind out of the northwest, keeping that ball in the field. But tonight that flag is flat. So I suspect if the Cardinals get to rocking here, we might be able to see a few long balls tonight. Let's hope we can get that rolling. All right, I told you a little bit that we're going to be playing conference in Lexington on Thursday, so the girls are looking forward to that trip out west. Glad that they don't have an earlier game. 10:45 is the game, so I think they're planning to leave a little after 6 in the morning, so it won't be too early of a game for the girls. Again, it would be really nice since we got 3 games on Thursday to give Lexi a shortened game tonight, so we'll see if we can pull that off. Let's see if we can get these bats rolling tonight. Cardinals have won several games with the run rule.
Leading off for the Cardinals tonight in the bottom of the first, we have number 12, Leah Juergens.
They run ruled Lakeview last night. They run ruled Elkhorn this last weekend and run ruled Beatrice last Thursday night. So Cardinals can do that. The bats have been going a little bit better here towards the end of the season, so let's see if we can get them going. Our senior, Leah Juergens, starts off with a hit, goes all the way to the fence in left center, and she's in with a stand-up double.
Number 12, Leah Juergens.
So that senior leadership doing a nice job of getting them going here. It seems like batting's contagious. One of them takes off, and then they all seem to start believing, and everybody seems to hit. So up to bat next is Kitty Went. Kitty is a junior from she's a junior. She was a co-op student from Lincoln Lutheran, has now become a full-time Cardinal this year for her junior year. She is the daughter of Ernie and Michelle Went. Her real name is Caitlin. The girls like to call her Kitty. Leah Juergens on second base, our senior. She's the daughter of Troy and Amy Juergens. So Leah's provided a lot. Leah is the co-captain for this Cardinal squad this year. Her and Lexi Mock share captain responsibilities and really have shown some nice leadership. You can probably hear our Cardinals in the dugout cheering them on. And Kitty drops one in between first and second base, and Leah scores from second.
Base hit by Kayla Wentz, which brings in number 12.
So the Cardinals draw blood first, so it's 1-0.
In the bottom of the first with 0 outs.
Caitlin had a nice ground ball that snuck right between the first and second baseman and rolled out into right field.
The third batter for the Cardinals coming out is number 20, Lexi Mock, with
So
no
up-
outs. Runner at first.
Up with a single. We got Lexi Mock coming up to the plate. Again, Lexi is our senior pitcher, daughter of Greg Mock and Kristen Henning Mock. I know that Lexi's grandparents are here watching tonight as well. With COVID, every player is allowed to have at least 6 people coming to watch them. People are spread out around the stadium. We've got, you may be able to see some of the folks out in the outfield fence area watching the game, but people are pretty well spread. Lexi fouls one back out of play. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs with a runner on first for Lexi. Lexi is our senior, one of our seniors. She's currently second in all-time career home runs for the Cardinals. She's second with 25 home runs. She's hit 6 home runs so far this season. And with the 6th home run, she moved ahead of Izzy Eltsey. Izzy has 24 home runs. The home run leader for career home runs at Crete High is Morgan Molly with 42 home runs. So unless Lexi really tees off on the rest of the games, I'm not sure she's going to be able to reach Mo's record for home runs. But that's okay. We just want to win some games. Whoa, if that one had been in, that would have been a long ball. That was a deep foul ball to out of play on the left field side. Very deep. I think that went all the way to almost to the intermediate school. I think it landed probably in the road between the intermediate and the concession stand out there in left field. All right, so we got 1 ball, 2 strikes on Lexi, no outs, runner on first base. This is our third batter at the bottom of the first inning. The ball was high, Lexi held, so it's 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Kitty went on first base. Kitty's got some speed on her, so Lexi gets a deep ball out in the outfield. I think very easily, depending on where it's at, Kitty could score. So Lexi swung and missed.
That brings 1 out for the Cardinals.
But that advanced our runner to second.
So Went advances to second. Up to bat now is number 9, Cassidy Skillett. 1 out, runner on the second.
All right, here's our third senior of the night up to bat. This is Cassidy Skillett. Cassidy is the daughter of Chuck and Janai Skillett. Cassidy has played third base for the Cardinals. She's a character. We love her dearly, and her character is definitely going to be missed. She's been a strong leader to this Cardinal team, and it's really going to be kind of a hard night to say goodbye to Cass here. My daughter started shortstop as a freshman. Cassidy was a third baseman, and Cassidy really kept her calm, really provided some humor last year, and really supported Marley as she took on starting role for the Cardinals at shortstop last year. So Cassidy will always have a special place in my heart. Let's see the count here. I think we've got no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. We've got a runner on second base. Cassidy hits one hard. Ground ball up the middle. Shortstop wasn't able to handle it, and Cassidy's on.
Brings in a second scorer for the Cardinals, number 8, Caitlin Wentz.
And Cassidy has an RBI.
Makes a base to first, bringing in the run. Next up to bat.
Number 13, Marley Stones coming up to bat.
Stones. 1 out.
Marley is a sophomore. Cassidy is on first base. We got 1 out. The Cardinals lead 2-0 here at the bottom of the first inning with only 1 out. taken outside, strike one. Sun's interfering a little bit with the batters being able to see the coach to see what the call is. So here's Marley up to bat. Outside pitch, so 1 ball, 1 strike to Marley Stones. I tell you, being an announcer is not easy business, but being a mom of a player is even harder. Boy, the nerves really get rolling. You want your kid to do so well. They've invested a lot of time and energy into this game, and you want to see them have success. So not easy to be a parent watching this game, but proud of my girl. She's doing a nice job and has shown some leadership here. She's only a sophomore, so she's got a few more years to really get her game down, but she's doing a nice job here for the Cardinals tonight. So we got 1 out. Cassidy on first base. And the count now is 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Marley Stones. All right. It would be nice for us to get a few more runs. Like I said, it would be really great. And Marley tips that one foul to stay alive, so it's 2-2. Probably a smart move on her part. I think that he probably would have called that. He's been calling the corners quite a bit tonight, so good thing to stay alive. So counts 2-2, 1 out. Bottom of the first inning, Cardinals lead 2-0 with a runner on first base, and sophomore Marley Stones up to bat. Marley fouls another one off to the right field side. Staying alive here. Guess that's a Bee Gees song, right? Staying alive. Right, Mr. Christensen? That would have been back in our day.
No comment.
No comment. All right. Ooh, that was inside. Marley again fouls it off to stay alive. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, but I think that pitcher has pitched about 3 more pitches than the count shows. Marley's fouled off 3 balls already tonight. It's one thing, she tends to take those pitchers, the pitch counts up. She tends to really battle at the plate. And there's a hit out to the right field, pop up, foul, but unfortunately the right fielder caught the ball.
2 outs for the Cardinals.
2 outs for the Cardinals.
Runner at first, number 24, Carly Henning.
All right, now we got junior Carly Henning coming up to the plate. Carly, they like to call her Carl. She is the daughter of Jeff and Gail Henning, junior here at Crete High School. Several of these girls will have finished up the softball season. We'll go into some fall ball. Carly has a nice strong hit out to left center. Cassidy goes to third, and Carly has a stand-up double.
Great little hit by Carly Henning, which brings...
We got Jordan Coe coming up to the plate, our catcher.
Number 16, Jordan Coe, up to bat. 2 outs.
So nice double for Carly Henning.
Second and third.
Carly was able to get in on a stand-up double here for the Cardinals. So we have Cassidy on third base as a runner and Carly on second base with Jordan Coe up to bat. And it looks like they called that a strike. Boy, that was way outside. I'm not an umpire. You're right. So Carly Henning is number 11. No, Carly is, let's see, tied for 6th in the overall home runs. She's had 11. All right, so the
a close.
First inning closes. There was a short ground ball to the pitcher.
Cougars 0.
And they threw out Jordan on first base. So the score is 2-0. Cardinals in the lead, and it will be moving into the top of the second inning. Lexi made fast order of the top of the first inning with the first 3 batters with 2 strikeouts. I think we maybe hit 4 batters there because I think there was 1 person left on base at the end of the game or end of that inning. The games are starting to run together, so don't quote me on that. But we got Lexi on the mound, and right now Ainsley Kuntz, who's the JV catcher, is out there warming her up while Jordan gets geared up. So, all right, lineup, we got Leah Jurgens on first base. We got Kitty Wendt on second base. Marley Stone's on shortstop. Cassidy Skillett on third base. We got Ashlyn Adams Sr. in right field, Carly Henning Jr. in center field, and Mackenzie Steyer in left field for the Cardinals tonight. So, again, we're moving to the top of the second inning, 2-0. The Cardinals have a lead here. So, since Jordan Coe was the last one up to bat, we want to do a shout-out to Belgrade, Nebraska. Her grandma, Judy Imus, is watching the game from Belgrade. Judy is a softball supporter. So I know she's dialed in.
Inning for the Cougars, number 11, Ellis Zuha.
Looks like we got a couple of the Doane softball team here. We're supporting the Cardinals tonight. The Crete had an invite this last weekend at Tuxedo Park, and there were several college coaches seen at the game. The Upper Iowa University, which is a D2 school, their coach was at the game on Saturday. And we also had Northern State University from Aberdeen, South Dakota. Their coach was at the game at the tournament last weekend. So some of these girls getting some nice coaches looking at them. Right now, the primary recruiting is for the 2022, so the junior class, but they're starting to take some looks at some of the 2023 players. The unfortunate thing with COVID delaying softball last season is some of the girls that are coming out as seniors this year don't have as many roster spots to compete for because many of the players were able to stay for a fifth season since they did not lose their eligibility because the spring softball season was canceled last in 2020 earlier this year. So we got 3 balls, 1 strike. Thought he called that. Nope, 3 balls, 1 strike, no outs here. The top of the second inning for the Cardinals. Sun is starting to set. It's just a little bit over the top of the intermediate school. Soon be dropping down. And that
number 11, Ellis, advances to first. Second up to bat.
Base on balls for that batter.
3, McKinney Busher.
Number 3, McKinney Busher is junior. She's batting .258 on the season per Max Prep, so we'll see how she does tonight. She's got a runner on first base, no outs, so the Gross Catholic team is in a good position to be able to try to bring a run across the plate. That first ball was fouled back over the backstop and out of play. So we got no balls, 1 strike, no outs. Runner on first for the Omaha Gross Cougars. So there's a lot of great softball being played in Nebraska. There's a couple of sisters from Omaha Skutt that were just recruited and signed with the University of Arkansas, the Arkansas Razorbacks. They'll be going down there to play for them. So that's kind of exciting news for Nebraska's softball. These girls put in a lot of time. Many of them play for summer programs and then roll right into high school ball and then turn around and start right back into fall ball after the high school season ends. So I know Marley's got a state softball is scheduled. I think it's October 14th, 15th, 16th, and then she goes to Kansas City on Saturday after state to play in a tournament in Kansas City. So many of these girls will probably be down in that tournament playing for their individual teams.
That brings 1 out for the
All right,
Cougars.
so we got a strikeout by Lexi. That's her third strikeout on the night.
Rosie Brook, number 2, with a runner at first, 1 out.
So we got 1 out, runner on first, and we've got left-handed batter up to the plate here. So this is, I believe, number 2. She's batting .240 on the season. left-handed batter for Omaha Gross. And she turns to bunt and fouls it back against the backstop. So Lexi's pitches got a little bit of spin on him, so it's really hard to lay down a bunt if you don't have good form, good technique. So see here what she does. So we got no balls, 1 strike, 1 out, runner on first for the Cougars. That ball was inside, so it's ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Again, we're hoping that the Cardinals can get through sub-districts next week and districts and make a berth in the state tournament. Will be held in Hastings, Nebraska, starting on Wednesday. Let's see, let me give you the date for sure. It's Wednesday, October 14th. So 14th, 15th, and 16th are the dates for the Nebraska State Tournament. So this year the Cardinals have a little bit tougher sub-district. They're going to be playing in a sub-district with Wayne, NEN, Schuyler, and Crete. Wayne is your returning state champions. They won the state Class B title last year against Beatrice. All right, so another strikeout for Lexi. So that's her 4th on the night.
For the Cougars, up to bat now is number 22, McKenna Ernst, with 2 outs, runner at first.
So we got number 22, McKenna Ernst, coming up to the plate for the Cougars. We have no balls, no strikes, 2 outs with the runner still stranded on first base, and Lexi gets her to swing at that first pitch. So we got 1 strike on this batter. Again, Lexi put up 9 strikeouts last night, and she's on a roll right now with 4 strikeouts already this game. And there's strike 2. So we got 2 strikes, no balls, 1 out, 2 outs, excuse me, runner on first base. Let's see if Lexi sneaks this one across one of the corners and gets this batter. Lexi's a strong pitcher. She's been pitching strong all season and that's a strikeout.
For the Cougars, we're now going into the bottom of the second.
All
Score:
right.
Cardinals 2, Cougars 0.
Okay, we're going to move into the bottom of the second inning. We got 5 strikeouts racked up by Lexi already tonight. So she's ahead of her strikeout rate last night. Last night she had 9 strikeouts in, I guess it was 5 innings against Lakeview, and she's already got 5 tonight in just two innings. So we'll see if where the Cardinals are at here. It looks like we're going to have Mackenzie Steyer, I believe, is coming up to bat. I think that's her. Unless we made a change. Yep, Mackenzie Steyer is coming up to the bat. And then it looks like we're going to have Riley Schmidt is in the warm-up circle. Riley's a junior. So we got Mackenzie Schmidt coming up to plate. Everybody calls her Mac. Not Mackenzie Schmidt. Mackenzie Steyer. Mackenzie Schmidt is Riley's older sister. So Mackenzie Steyer is coming up to the plate for the Cardinals.
Leading off for the bottom of the second for the Cardinals, we have number 27, Mackenzie Steyer.
Mackenzie is a sophomore. She's the daughter of Troy and Mandy Steyer. Her grandparents, Deb Steyer and Linda and Greg Easley, are here tonight supporting her. And I typically has aunts and uncles and some cousins watching as well. They got a large family. Mackenzie is related to the Bauer clan. So my high school classmate, Chris Reitz, Bauer Reitz, is probably watching tonight. Give support, Mackenzie. Mackenzie's got a nice ground ball to third base. Reaches on an error.
Mackenzie.
I'm sure that probably will be scored in error, but
number 3, Riley Schmidt.
I'm making an assumption there. And again, I'm not an official scorer, but that third baseman probably should have handled that ball. It wasn't a hard hit ball, and she let it get past her. So Mackenzie's on first base. Either way, we'll take it. So Mackenzie's on first base, no outs, and we've got Riley Schmidt, lefty, coming up to the plate. Riley turns to bunt and unfortunately pops it up.
That brings the
So first out.
Up to bat now.
We're back to the top of the order with Leah Juergens, our senior, coming up to the plate. So we've got
of the order again, number 12, Leah Juergens.
One out.
A runner at first.
Mackenzie Steyer is on first base. Mackenzie's got some speed too, so Leah had a nice hit in the first inning. She had a nice stand-up double, and she's been batting really well, so I wouldn't be surprised if Leah takes this one for a ride as well. Leah does have a hard-hitting bat. She's currently 6th in career home runs. She's had 11 career home runs. She's tied with Cassidy Skillett and Carly Henning for career home runs for the Cardinals. So if she can get one more on the book, she'll tie Emily Dunaway. Emily was a senior. I guess she's graduated 2 years ago, and she's been playing for Cloud County Community College. We did see the Cloud County Community College coach here. I think it was last Thursday when we were playing Beatrice. So scouting out some of the girls as well. That's one of the tips that they've been sharing. Let's see, we got 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner on first. That's one of the tips they've been sharing with the seniors that are coming out of school this year is to consider a junior college, getting into a junior college, showing the coaches what you can do, and then maybe finding yourself a spot on a roster next year or the year following due to the kind of the recruiting backup that's occurred because of COVID. So with softball not playing last spring of 2020, many of those seniors that should have graduated moved off of college rosters the end of this last spring are eligible for another season, and so there not as many spots open. So Leah hits a nice, strong line drive out into left field, right down the third baseline. So we got a base hit. We got runners on first and second now. Mackenzie Steyer is on second base. Leah Juergens is on first base, and we have Caitlin Wendt coming up to the plate.
Number 8, Caitlin Wendt. 1 out, runner at first and second.
Now will be a good time to do a shout out to Caitlin's grandparents, Grandma and Grandpa Johnson, who live in Hastings, Nebraska, and unfortunately can't make that trip down to Crete to watch their daughter play. But Kitty gets one back to the pitcher. Looks like they called her.
Looks like it's a safe.
Safe.
So we now
all right.
Runners at first, second, and third.
All right.
Lexi Mock coming to the plate.
Bases loaded with Lexi Mock coming to the plate. Now, there's been several teams that have walked Lexi intentionally to put her on the bag because she is a threat in the box. So they walk her to put her on the plate. They're going to score a run for the Cardinals. If they don't, there's a good chance that Lexi could clear the bag. So Lexi, again, is a long ball hitter for the Cardinals, and really a grand slam on her senior night, last home game of the season, would be sweet and really fitting for this girl. Lexi has put a lot of her heart and soul into this program, and it would be really nice to see her go out that way. So, ball 2. So we got 2 balls going to Lexi, 1 out, bases loaded. And we got Cassidy Skillett, the other senior, on deck in the warm-up circle. So little conference here with the catcher and the pitcher. I don't know if the pitcher missed her spot, and the catcher's a little bit concerned about it, but a little bit of discussion. So see the pitcher reminding everybody that if there's a play, she wants them coming to 4, which is home plate, try to prevent another score for the Cardinals. Bases loaded, and we got 3 balls. So 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out here to Lexi Mock. This is the bottom of the second inning. Cardinals lead 2-0, and I suspect we're going to be able to put a few more runs up on the Cougars this inning, and that was a walk.
This is Lexi to first, bringing in a runner to make the score.
So base on balls for Lexi. I mean, smart on the pitcher's part. She can't really afford to pitch her too good because if she does, Lexi is like I said, a long ball hitter, could easily hurt them
We have a
more
courtesy
than a
number
walk.
2.
So Lauren Molly comes
Moving
in to courtesy
Lauren Molly
run
is going to be, running.
for Lexi Mock. So Lauren is a freshman,
Number 9, Cassie Skillett at the plate.
daughter of Jason
With
and
1 out,
Carrie Molly.
bases loaded.
Lauren's older sister Morgan was one of the Cardinal softball players last year, was our catcher, and her older sister Morgan holds the career home runs for the Cardinals with 42. Like I said, Lexi's a long ball hitter. She's currently number 2 in career home runs for the Cardinals with 25 home runs. She just edged out Izzy Eltsey this year. Izzy has 24 home runs for her career with the Cardinals. So, and right behind her is another Cardinal that's being successful at the collegiate level, and that's Camry Moore. Camry Moore is 4th in career home runs for the Cardinals. She held the record at 21. Camry graduated in 2017 and is currently a softball player for the Concordia Bulldogs. Like I said, Morgan Molly is playing basketball for the Creighton Blue Jays this year. She's graduated from Crete and is now part of the Blue Jay squad. And Izzy Eltsey, our center fielder last year, is playing for the UNO Mavericks up in Omaha. Coach Eberhardt and Coach Edwards up at UNO. So we wish Izzy well, and I know she'll represent Crete well. So up to the plate is Cassidy Skillett. Cassidy is a senior again, daughter of Chuck and Janai Skillett. Her grandparents are here watching as well, watching the game, the Schneiders. We got no balls, 1 strike, 1 out, and bases loaded for our senior Cassidy Skillett. As a ball, the catcher manages it, prevents a run from coming in. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Again, bases loaded for the Cardinals. Cardinals lead this game 3-0. So, but bases loaded with 1 out. Let's put up a few more runs. Again, it'd be great for us to be able to get out a little bit earlier in this game to give Lexi a little bit of rest on that arm. She's got a lot of pitches to throw yet this week as we move to Lexington on Thursday for the conference championship. So the Cardinals will be spending a lot of time on the road the next week. They're going to be traveling to Lexington on Thursday, and then sub-districts start on Monday and Tuesday, and they'll be traveling
for the Cardinals.
Traveling to Wayne.
Coming up to base now is number 13, Marley Stones, with 2 outs. Runners
All right.
First, second, and third.
So sophomore Marley Stones is coming up to the plate. Last time she had a deep pop fly out to right field, foul territory that was caught by the right fielder. I told you last time parents are nervous when their kid comes up to play, but it's even more nerve-wracking. Oh, dang, almost the same spot.
3 outs for the Cardinals.
So, deep ball, but the right fielder was able to handle it.
3, the Cougars 0.
All right, so the Cardinals kind of failed to score there. We had bases loaded with only 1 out. We're able to only score 1 run in that inning. So it's 3-0 going to the top of the 3rd inning. So that's hard. It's hard as a parent. But we're going to enjoy this game. This is our last home game here of the season for the Crete Cardinals. And want to see these seniors, this special group of seniors, to go out with a win. All right. Let's see. I'm not sure where we're at in the order. I think we're getting close to the top of the order for the Omaha Gross Cougars. If you didn't dial in last night, we had a very special presentation of the colors by the Drager girls. Kinley and Camry Drager came on their horses and presented the
Okay,
colors in the
leading
outfield.
off
It was
for the
a
Cougars
real
on top of the third,
fun night for the
we
Cardinals
have
last
number
night.
4, Maddie Fry.
Typically, we would have senior night the last night of our last game of the season, but due to COVID and the uncertainty of athletics, most schools have chosen to do senior night the first game of the season. So our senior night was celebrated several weeks ago, but we would be remiss to not recognize these seniors and all that they did to contribute to the Cardinal softball program tonight. So we wish those seniors really well, and hopefully we can have 2 more weeks of softball with them. So we got no balls, 1 strike, no outs here. The top of the third. Batter fouls it back out of play. So it's no balls, 2 strikes. Lexi again has had 5 strikeouts on the night. So let's see if she can continue to rack up those Ks. She's looking over. Tonight the pitches are being called by Britt Carroll, our assistant coach. Typically, we have Alan Moore assisting us in the dugout. Alan is the Saline County Sheriff. Unfortunately, he is in Lexington today to assist with a trial that's going on out there, so we're unable to have him in the dugout with us tonight. But he's probably dialed in watching, and Coach Al, we miss you. We know you're here in spirit. We know you're here supporting these seniors. And hope everything's going well out in Lexington. We'll see you Thursday. So scope us out, a good place to maybe catch dinner out there. So we got 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs here at the top of the third inning. The Cardinals lead 3-0. All right, looks like that was called a ball. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Again, Lexi's racked up 5 Ks so far this game. So let's see if she can sneak one across the corner. She's been really good at about painting the corners. Oh, there one goes up the middle. And that's an out. Great job.
1 out for the Cougars. Coming up to bat.
Heads up play by our second baseman.
5,
Kitty went.
Leah Groski.
Lexi got her glove on the
Base is
ball.
empty.
Got it rolling, but Kitty was moving to be aggressive, coming forward to get the ball. She diverted slightly after Lexi kind of slowed it down, and Kitty was able to scoop it and get it over to our first baseman, Leah Jurgens, for the first out of this inning. So it's the top of the third inning. We've got 1 strike, 1 out for this second Cougar batter of the inning. Again, the Cardinals lead 3-0. Last home game of the season. The sun has set behind the intermediate school. You can kind of feel a coolness in the air. The wind is not blowing tonight. The flag is just flat still. And the girl tries to square to bunt and misses the ball. So we got 2 strikes, 1 out on this batter. So my understanding is Elmo is going to be driving the girls Thursday, so we appreciate Elmo. Elmo's a bus driver. Many of you old Crete people will remember Elmo. Elmo's kind of a, and we got a strikeout for
That brings
Lexi.
2 outs for the Cougars.
That's number 6. Elmo is a Crete High graduate
We have
a few years ago,
the order again, number 13.
and he currently drives the bus
Jenna
for many of the
Stratsky
girls softball
with
team.
2 outs, bases empty.
Softball team to many of their away games. So we'll be in good hands with Elmo running down the interstate on Thursday to Lexington, Nebraska. So Elmo, if you're listening, we're looking forward to the ride. All right. So we got 2 outs. The top of the third inning here. We got 1 ball, no strikes to this batter. Ooh, right back at Lexi, and she catches it.
3 outs by the senior Lexi Mock.
Straight back at Lexi. Line drive.
Down
She
to the
grabs
bottom
it.
of the third.
Grabs it right off of her
Score,
right hip.
Cardinals 3, Cougars 0.
for the third out. So Lexi really contributing to the cause tonight. So the girls had 6 strikeouts and now line drive catch that she put another girl out. So keeping the Cardinal defense is doing well. And we're getting ready to take the offensive side of the ball. We got Carly Henning coming up, junior Carly Henning coming up to the plate. So it's the bottom of the third inning. The Cardinals lead 3-0. So I want to do it while we have a little bit of time. We're going to do a shout out to Crete Area Medical Center. Crete High School is blessed to have a full-time trainer. The trainer helps support the football team, all the athletic programs. He's here tonight, dividing his time between softball and volleyball.
The bottom of the third inning is number 24, Carly Henning.
The program is funded by Crete Area Medical Center. Stephanie Bolt is the new CEO at Crete Area Medical Center. She joined the medical center in July, and we appreciate all the support that they give to the Cardinal athletic program. The athletic training program is actually part of Bryan Health. The medical director is from Lincoln Orthopedic Center. Dr. Brandon Seifert and Dr. Doug Tavis are the medical directors for the athletic training program. Dr. Brandon Seifert actually comes to Crete for a clinic weekly and sees many of the athletes here in town, so they don't have to travel to Lincoln to see an orthopedic surgeon if they have any injuries. So we appreciate the support of Lincoln Orthopedic and Bryan Health and Crete Area Medical Center. So we got 1 ball, 1 strike to Carly Henning. No outs here. The bottom of the third inning for the Cardinals, and the Cardinals lead 3-0. In the on-deck circle is junior Jordan Coe, and in the batter's box is junior Carly Henning. Carly takes an outside pitch, so it's 3 balls. I think it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. Sorry, it's hard to see through the fence. It might be 3 balls, 1 strike. 2-1, 2-1. Wow, I need to get my contacts changed. Thanks to my partner Peyton here in the broadcast booth keeping me straight. So now we got 2-2, right there, Peyton? I got it straight, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. All right, no outs. It's kind of hard to see around the camera, through the fence, out to the scoreboard. Last night, the umpire was calling balls and strikes really late, so sometimes he kind of faked us out. We thought it was a ball, and instead it was a strike. There's a strike against Carly, and she strikes out.
1 out for the Cardinals. Coming up to base now is number 16, Jordan Coe. 1 out, bases are empty.
All right, we got Jordan Coe coming up to the plate. Jordan is our catcher. She's a junior, daughter of Jason and Jennifer Coe. Jen is one of the teachers here at Crete High School. Unfortunately, she's not going to be able to travel with us on Thursday because she's going to be here doing parent-teacher conferences. So just a reminder to all you parents out there listening, parent-teacher conferences are tomorrow, Wednesday night, and all day Thursday. A little bit different this year, though. If you want to come, you've got to schedule time to come. Due to social distancing and the importance of protecting people, masks are required, but also scheduling when you're going to come to parent-teacher conferences. So if you've not scheduled your conference, get on the phone, call the school, and get that scheduled. We've got some amazing teachers here at Crete High. The Strive sponsor, Travis Coe, is also one of the art teachers here
2 outs for the Cardinals.
at Crete. Travis is doing double duty tonight between the volleyball match and the softball game. He's got 2 different teams running Strive for you tonight. I've enjoyed working with Travis this season. Look forward to working with him next season. Travis's dad, Mike Coe, was a longtime teacher here at Crete High, one of my instructors when I attended Crete High. So, again, a great teaching community. Mackenzie Steyer's up to bat. She takes the first strike. So no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. This Omaha Gross pitcher seems to be settling in a little bit more. We've gotten some hits off of her, but she's also painting the corners, and this umpire is giving him the corners. So Now we got 1 ball, 1 strike for Mackenzie. We got 2 outs for the Cardinals. Again, the Cardinals lead 3-0 in this game. All right, so we got another ball to Mackenzie Steyer. No runners on. Got Mr. Christensen up here with me announcing tonight, too. He's one of the faculty members at the high school. Taught my son in the woodworking class last year and got a beautiful lamp to show for it. All right, so we got 3 balls, 1 strike for Mackenzie Steyer here. And Mackenzie fouls it back over the, out of play over the backstop. So it's full count. 3 balls, 3 strikes to Mackenzie. Can hear the train in the background coming through Crete. Beautiful night here at the ball field. Great way to finish. And Mackenzie, deep drive out to left field. Unfortunately, the left fielder caught the ball. So for the 3rd out, it was good defense by Omaha Gross. That was a really nice hit by Mackenzie. Unfortunately, the left fielder was able to handle the ball. Looks like our student section has finally gotten here. Football practice is over. They must have gotten their showers. And they're now here supporting the girls.
We're orders on the field for the top of the 4th. Don't forget the concession stand out in left field. There's a variety of food items and drink items in the concession stand. So please make use of the concession stand in the left field.
So the student section has been great. These boys, they were at the invite on Saturday supporting the girls. They're here again tonight. They were here last night when it was a little bit cool and windy out. Great support for the students. Very proud of this student community for their support. Looks like there were a couple Omaha Gross girls trying to get them to do a selfie with them, and the boys declined. I don't know if that's flirting. Yeah, well, it didn't work. Our Crete boys weren't too interested in that.
Oh, they're just playing hard to get.
Are they playing hard to get, Mr. Christensen? I don't know. We'll see. So, all right, we're moving to the top of the 4th inning here for the Cardinals. We had Coach Larson, the girls basketball coach, was here supporting the girls.
Maddie Fry.
I think he might be becoming a little bit of a fan of the yellow ball. It won't be too much longer, though. I think November 16th is when winter sports starts. So we'll be putting away the yellow ball and moving to the bigger orange ball here in November. So it won't be long. Cardinals were Class B state basketball champions last year. That's a deep hit out.
Brings in a home run for number 4, Maddie Fry.
So number 4, Maddie.
Number 7.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. Jordan Skratsky.
Number 7, Jordan Skratsky with a long
Bringing
ball.
the score. Cougars 1, Cardinals 3.
Went over the left field fence for a home run. So it's 3-1. Omaha Gross on the board.
Number 10, Brooklyn Kotick. 0 outs, 0 on base.
So this is a senior, number 10 for Omaha Gross. She's batting .325 on the season and has had 4 home runs so far this season. So see what she does tonight. Let's hope Lexi can kind of get settled in, pitch around those corners. After you've seen a pitcher after a couple innings, sometimes it's a little bit easier to get your bat on the ball. Let's hope that's not the case tonight. Hopefully Lexi can get some movement on that ball, move things around a little bit, throw those batters off. All right, that's a hard line drive down between first and second base, so for a single.
Base hit for Brooklyn Kotick. Coming up to bat now.
All right, so we've got no outs.
Number 11.
Top of the fourth inning, and we've got a runner on first base.
No outs and a runner at first.
Number 11, Zuha, is up to bat. She's batting .278 for the season. She has had 4 home runs so far this season per Max Preps. Let's hope that she doesn't add to that collection tonight. Runner going, but the ball didn't quite make it down there. Nice throw, just not quite in time.
Second on a steal.
So the runner advanced on a steal to second base. So we have no outs, 1 ball, no strikes, no outs, runner on second base in scoring position for the Cougars. Cardinals lead this game 3-1. And another ball. So we got 2 balls, no strikes, no outs for the Cardinals. Looks like it was a little low. So we got 3 balls, no strikes, no outs for the Cardinals. Runner on second base for the Gross Catholic. The volleyball team tonight is taken, that was a walk.
Ellis advances to first base on a walk. Coming into bat now, we have number 3, McKenna Boucher, with a runner at first and second with 0 outs.
All right, so we got runners on first and second, no outs, and number 3 is up to the plate. She's a junior, batting .258. And she pops one back over the out of play, out over the backstop. So no balls, 1 strike, no outs here at the top of the 4th inning. So the Cardinal volleyball team is playing against a match against York. York tonight up at the high school. The boys tennis team was in action last night against Nebraska City, and they're going to be in Beatrice on the varsity team will be in Beatrice on Friday for a varsity tournament. Coach Sandberg, this is the first year for boys tennis at Crete. He's got 13 boys out for tennis. Only one that played a competitive match prior to the season, but the boys are doing really good, and you see improvement every time they're out on the court. So we're looking forward to this Friday in Beatrice. So fouled it off. This batter is squared up to bunt a couple times. So we got 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Runners on first and second. Let's see if we can get this out. And struck her out. I think that was a surprise to the batter.
For the Cougars.
So that's the 7th strikeout for Lexi tonight. She's been doing a nice job painting those corners.
Coming at the bat now, we have number 2, Rosie Brook. 1 out, runner at first and second.
Got runners at first and second. We've got 1 out, and the batter squares. Cassidy was charging in to get that bunt. Shortstop was moving over to third base to cover the bag. So the Cardinals are doing a nice job defensively of getting in position to defend the bunt, but the batter was not able to get the ball down. So we got 1 strike on this batter. And she tries to bunt again. Lexi manages the ball, gets it to Leah for 1 out.
That is an out.
Second out.
Runners advance to second and third position. Coming up to bat now, number 22.
So batter did her job. She advanced the runners.
Runners at second and third.
We have runners at second and third, 2 outs. Again, the Cardinals lead this game 3-1 here in the top of the 4th inning. 2 outs, so let's see. I think Lexi struck this gal out the last inning, so Lexi's had 7 strikeouts this game, so she probably has. Let's see if she can get her again. Starts with a foul ball, so strike 1 for this batter. Head in the pitch count. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Cardinals are going to be just finishing up the bottom of the order for batting when they come back up to the plate. Just a little bit outside, it looked like. So we got 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. So if you're not doing anything this weekend, the Crete Chamber of Commerce is going to be hosting the Great Pumpkin Festival in downtown Crete. There's some great stores down there, a lot of fun activities that'll be going on. I'm sure there'll be social distancing and mask wearing. But I saw the National Honor Society, I think, helped pick pumpkins this past weekend, and there's a lot of pumpkins down there. So, all right, we got 2 balls, 2 strikes to this batter. We got 2 outs. Again, Lexi struck out 7 batters so far tonight, so let's see if we can get another one. The Great Pumpkin Festival, you'll have to check the Crete News or the Chamber of Commerce website. I'm not sure the times and what all is going on. I know things are a little bit different because of COVID, but ooh, boy, that looked good. Looks like we're full count for this batter. Full count for this batter. Fun time to be had by all down there, I'm sure. Good food, good fun, good family event, and the batter walks. So we got bases loaded.
Advances to first on a walk.
Bases loaded. It looks like we got the catcher coming up to the plate here. So bases loaded, 2 outs.
Coming up to bat now, number 4, Maddie Fry. 2 outs and bases are loaded.
I think this is towards the bottom of the order. Catcher Maddie Fry coming up to the base to hit. She is 229 for a batting average so far this season per Max Preps. I don't remember what she did last game. We got bases loaded. Starts with a strike. Lexi gets one across the plate. So 0-1's the count. 2 outs. Bases loaded for this Omaha Gross Catholic Cougar batter. Inside for a strike. Strike 2. So 0-2 is the count. 2 outs here, the top of the 4th inning. Bases loaded. Let's see if the Cardinals can get out of this pinch. If anybody can get him out of here is Lexi Mock, our senior leadership, and she strikes her out.
To the bottom of the 4th, the 3rd out for the Cougars.
Talk about senior leadership there.
At the bottom of the 4th, Cardinals 3, Cougars 1.
That's showing leadership. Your senior pitcher out there, not fazed by having bases loaded behind her. She goes out, pitches another strikeout. So that's 8 for Lexi tonight in 4 innings. So we're going to be moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. Cardinals lead 3-1. Again, I mentioned earlier, Lexi Mock and Leah Juergens, our first baseman, are our co-captains this year, and their leadership shows, showing some solid leadership, keeping this team grounded, keeping them focused, keeping the young girls that are in the dugout cheering for their teammates. So appreciate. And that's not just those 2 co-captains. I mean, you see it with all the seniors on this team, Cassidy Skilla, Ashlyn Adams, Kylie Mike, Roxy Fowler, and Lena Zahorik, all showing a lot of leadership on this team. And, again, 7 seniors that we're going to miss dearly. It's always hard, the last game of the season, to say goodbye. But hopefully we'll be playing a few more games. We're just not going to be at home.
Riley Schmidt.
All right, our number 9 batter for Crete is coming up to the plate, Riley Schmidt. Riley is a junior. Riley comes from a long line of softball players. Her sister Mackenzie played at Concordia for the Concordia Bulldogs. Her older sister Mac and her older sister Haley both played for the Cardinals. Yeah, first is a strike. So no balls, 1 strike, no outs, no runners on. The bottom of the 4th inning. Cardinals lead 3-1. Outside, ball 1, so 1 ball, 1 strike. Here are dugout cheering them on. And Riley pokes one up the middle. Second baseman's able to stop the ball, but not able to get a play on the ball. So she laid out, was able to stop it from rolling into the grass, but Riley's able to get on with a single. So
top of the batting order for the Cardinals, we have number 12, Leah Jurgens with no outs and a runner on first.
Back to the top of the order, our senior Leah Jurgens up to the plate. Riley is on first base. No outs. Let's see if the Cardinals can put some insurance runs on the board. The bottom of the 4th inning here. Leah looks at ball 1. Catcher really had to kind of stretch out to get that ball. It was a little bit more outside than she was anticipating. Riley's still on first base. No outs for the Cardinals here at the bottom of the 4th. Two in a row now. So 2 balls, no strikes, no outs for our senior Leah Jurgens. Leah's a sweetheart. She's a member of the National Honor Society. She came deep ball out to center field. Unfortunately, it was caught. Not able to advance the runner. Nice hit by Leah. Just unfortunate where it landed. I thought she might have been able to get that one to the fence, but not quite. Just a little bit into the fence. Center fielder handled the ball easily. All right, we got Caitlin Wynn up to bat. Kitty was the batter that hit in the winning run when Crete run-ruled Beatrice last Thursday. They all came in tight since she can slap. They came in tight. Kitty was able to pop it over the fielders, and there she drops one in for a fair. And unfortunately, the runner had to hold up, and she was out.
We have a runner out at second. That brings us to 2 outs for the Cardinals.
So that was a nice hit by Kitty. It kind of dropped right behind the third baseman in front of the left fielder. But because it was high in the air, the runner had to hold up, and she was thrown out on second base. Just a little bit too close to make that play on second. So we got a runner on first. We got 2 outs, and Lexi Mock, our senior pitcher, up to the plate. Again, Lexi is number 2 for career home runs for the Cardinals. So she is a long ball threat. So, and she's due. It would be nice for her to hit a long ball here on her last night at Cardinal Field. So we got 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs for the Cardinals here at the bottom of the 4th inning. And another ball. It gets past the catcher, and Kitty moves over to second base. Wild. I'm not sure that was a wild pitch as much as it was a handling issue by the catcher tonight. All right, so 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs for Lexi Mock, our co-captain for the Cardinals, and the on-deck circle is Cassidy Skillett, and they decided to walk Lexi.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe they were listening to my announcement informing them that she's our second career home run hitter. They decided to walk her. So we got a courtesy runner coming in for her. Lauren Molly's coming in to run.
Number 2 coming in for Lexi.
Lauren again is a freshman.
Up to bat now.
Daughter of Jason and Carrie Molly, and granddaughter of Don and Billy Petska. Billy was my music teacher when I was in elementary school, and she's got a granddaughter now playing on the softball team as a freshman. And Cassie hits one to shortstop, who manages it, and Lauren is out at second.
End of this inning.
So nice hit for Cassidy, but unfortunately
Still Cardinals 3.
ends in an error.
Cougars 1.
Or ends in a out, not an error. It was ends in an out. So it's still 3-1, tight game here at the Cardinal Field. We're moving to the top of the 5th inning, although it says 7th, but I don't think that's right. It's top of the 5th, I believe. 3-1, the Cardinals are in the lead. And we got Lexi Mock on the mound for the Cardinals. So I grew up in Crete, so my boys tease me that usually when I'm doing the announcing here, I'm giving the history of everybody and who's connected to what. I don't give all the dirty details. We don't talk about divorces and affairs and all that kind of stuff. But I do know all the connectedness in town, or at least some of it. I grew up in Crete, graduated from Creighton University with a degree in nursing, and then went to the East Coast for 17 years. So worked at Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore, Maryland for a while, and then moved down to Tidewater, Virginia, where I met my husband. Lucky for me, he has Nebraska roots.
Top of the 5th for the Cougars.
So he convinced me to allow him to take an early retirement. We moved back to Nebraska in 2006 and have been back here. Great place to raise the kids. Marley and Brennan, our 2 youngest, have been raised most of their lives here in Crete. And good life, good community, proud to be a member of this community and involved in the different things that go on here in the Crete community. This batter squares the bunt. Lexi handles the ball, gets it over to Kitty, who's covering since Leah charged in on the bunt. And we got an out. So first out here in the top of the 6th, top of the 5th inning.
Again for the Cougars, number 13, Jenna Skradsky.
All right, so we're top of the batting order. One of the Skradsky girls hit the home run earlier, wasn't it, Coach?
Yes, it was.
I don't remember which one it was, if it was this one or the other one.
I think it was Jenna.
So she hits a hopper over to the shortstop, who handles the ball well.
3 outs. 2 outs. Sorry, 2 outs for the Cougars.
2 outs for the Cougars. We'd take 3, but they're only going to give us 2. 2 outs for the Cougars here, the top of the 5th inning.
Up to bat now for the Cougars, number 7, Jordan Skradsky.
Good defense by the Cardinals, backing up their senior pitcher. So Marley Stone's had a nice throw over to Leah Juergens for the 2nd out of the inning. But anyway, my husband had roots in Nebraska. His father, a great-great-grandfather, homesteaded a farm south of Red Cloud, and his dad graduated from the University of Nebraska as an engineer. So when the opportunity presented itself for my husband, he was an electrical engineer for the Department of Defense. So when the opportunity presented itself for him to take an early retirement at the age of 45, he took it, and we moved back to Nebraska. And Ashlyn Adams with a really nice catch out there in right field, a high pop fly. Ashlyn came in and handled that ball well. Tell you, our seniors are doing a nice job tonight. Their last home game of the season. So we've been back here since 2006. My husband's been Mr. Mom, but real involved in the many of the food programs here in Crete. He's been involved with the Crete Backpack Program. I was mentioning that earlier. Leah, the National Honor Society members were here Sunday to help pack backpacks. It's a program that sends food home with needy families every week so that they have food to get them through the weekend. So we have a lot of different community members. The Doane University Siggies come down to help pack. We usually have FBLA members from the high school as well as the National Honor Society, and then members from many of the different churches in the Crete area that come and help pack backpacks. So we did that on Sunday night, and then my husband and the Siggies actually deliver them to the schools: St. James, Crete Elementary, Crete Intermediate, Crete Middle, and Crete High School.
Number 13, Marley Stones.
I believe we're distributing about 120 backpacks in the community each week. So appreciate that food program and all the people that help support that for the Crete community. All right, we got sophomore Marley Stones coming up to bat. No outs, nobody on, and coming up to the batting box. She's had a couple deep balls tonight, but unfortunately they've all been caught. So let's see if this is the one. Again, beautiful night here at the stadium. It's cool, just a very slight breeze, if any breeze at all. It's beautiful softball weather. Marley again hits another one deep over right field all the way to the fence, and she's in for a stand-up double. Finally. All right, that's what we wanted to see.
It's a great hit by Marley Stones, a second base hit.
So a double to start off the bottom of the fifth inning for the Cardinals.
0 outs and a runner at second.
We got Carly Henning coming up to the plate. Carly's a junior. Carly's grandpa, Lauren Molly's grandfather, all served as volunteer fire department with Marley's grandfather, Bob Behrens. Crete is blessed to have a very strong volunteer fire department. Chief the fire department is Todd Allen. Todd graduated from high school with me. We appreciate all that he and his fire department members do to support and provide safety for the community of Crete. All right, so we're at the bottom of the fifth inning. The Cardinals lead 3-0. We have no outs. They're up to bat. Carly Henning is at the plate. She's got a runner on second base. I believe it's 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Not sure, it's hard to see. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Thank you. Takes a village up here in the broadcast booth to keep the count straight, particularly when I like to go off on tangents and talk and not watch the softball game. All right, Carly rips one, foul out of play, down right field line. So we got 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs, runner on second base. Marley Stones is on second base, our sophomore. Marley's got some speed, so if Carly can poke one out into the grass, I'm sure that we can probably add a run to the scoreboard. Carly swings at one outside for a strikeout. So first out for the Cardinals. Now we got Jordan Coe, our catcher, coming up to the plate.
1 out and a runner at second.
Jordan Coe is the daughter of Jason and Jennifer Coe. Not related to the Strive sponsor, Travis Coe, but a Coe nonetheless. She hits really good. You may be able to count her as part of the relative family tree. All right, Jordy's up to the plate. Jordy's a junior. She's a member of FBLA. Her mom's the FBLA sponsor at the high school. So she's part of the high school family either way. So Jordan one pops over, second baseman drops in front of the right fielder, and Marley comes in. So a nice RBI single for Jordan Coe. Cardinals go up 4-1. Nice pop by Jordan right out there, and right past second baseman, but right in front of the right fielder. Got one out, runner at first, Jordan Coe, our catcher, is on first base. And we've got number 27, Mackenzie Steyer, coming up to bat. Mackenzie's she's due too. She's had a couple really nice hits deep. It's time for her to poke one. Starts off with a ball, so ball one. No strikes, one out here at the bottom of the fifth inning. Cardinals again lead 4-1. Runner on first base. Mackenzie fouls one off, so 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner on first for Mackenzie Steyer. Mackenzie again is the daughter of Troy and Mandy Steyer. So Mackenzie is a sophomore. She pitched our JV game earlier, and the left fielder for the varsity team. Sure, Mackenzie will be taking pitching responsibilities over next year with graduation of Leah. All right, so we got 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mackenzie fouled that one back over the backstop. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on first base for Mackenzie Steyer. And Mackenzie hits one deep out to right field, and it's going to drop right before the fence. Center fielder comes over, but Mackenzie's in for a stand-up double.
A great double hit, which brings
Jordan comes over to third base, so we've got runners at second and third.
That now is number 3, Riley Schmidt, 1 out. Runner second and third.
Junior Riley Schmidt is coming up to the plate. I don't think I mentioned her sisters, but her parents are Brian and Raquel Schmidt. Many of them call her Rocky, so Brian and Rocky Schmidt are the parents of Riley. Riley takes the first strike. So no balls, 1 strike, 1 out with runners on second and third. We've got the Cardinals are up in this game 4-1. Be nice to add a few more insurance runs. And Riley pops one right over the third baseline, and that brings Jordan in to home plate. And Jordan scores.
Number 16, Jordan Cole, bringing the score, Cardinals 5.
The throw got away from the catcher, but the coach held up the runner. So we have runners on second and third. So that was a nice double by Riley. 5-1.
Second and third.
Only 1 out with our senior leadoff batter, Leah Juergens, up. So I can see why the coach maybe was a little bit more conservative with those base runners. No reason to run us into an out. You got a strong batter coming up to the plate at the top of the order. Might as well leave those runners out there and make sure we can get them home. So we've got no outs, and we got our senior co-captain Leah Juergens coming up to the plate. And she's got runners on second and third base. So and some good speed on second and third base. So just a single should score 1, get it into the grass. We probably can score 2. Riley Schmidt is on second base. So Riley's got some speed on her. Probably from having those older sisters chasing her around all the time. She's probably got a little speed on her to be able to stay away from them. So we got Riley Schmidt on second base. We've got Mackenzie Steyer, who also has some speed on her, on third base. And our senior co-captain Leah Juergens up to bat, our leadoff batter. Got Kitty Wint in the warm-up box, so one out. So unless we hit ourselves into a double play, we should be seeing Kitty come up to the plate. Leah takes the first one, gets it to second baseman, handled the ball well, threw it into the catcher, but they failed to tag the runner. It was not a force out. So she caught the ball but didn't get the tag down, so the runner scores.
Up to bat now, number 8, Caitlin Went. 1 out.
Nice slide into home plate for Mackenzie to stay away from the catcher, stay away from the tag. So we got runners on first and third. Leah Juergens is on first, Riley Schmidt on third, and we scored. So the score is now 6-1 Cardinals here at the bottom of the 5th inning against Gross Catholic. See if Leah takes second base and this pitch, and she is going. So, and they throw her, but nobody comes in. Riley kind of came off the bag a little bit. They intentionally threw it to the shortstop, trying to catch the runner asleep, but the third baseman wasn't in position to make that. Either that or the shortstop didn't quite get turned to make that throw. So Riley made it safely back to the bag. So we've got 1 out here for the Cardinals. Kitty took a strike, so no balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners on second and third, and Kitty takes another strike. So no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on second and third for the Cardinals. Cardinals lead this game 6-1. All right. See what we can do here with the runners in scoring position. And Kitty fouls one, kind of fouls a bouncer back by the catcher. So again, no balls, 2 strikes. Nice way to stay alive there, Kitty. So 1 out, runners in scoring position in second and third. We got speed on both of those bags too. Riley Schmidt on third base and Leah Juergens on second base. And Kitty strikes out, but the catcher drops the ball. Third strike, drop ball. So Kitty gets on safely. So now we got bases loaded. And guess who's up to bat?
Up to bat, Lexi Mock.
We got Lexi Mock, our co-captain, up to bat. Again, she is second in career home runs for the Cardinals. I said it before, wouldn't it be sweet if this girl could hit a grand slam home run on her last night here at Cardinal Stadium. So Lexi's up to bat. We only have 1 out, bases loaded here for our senior. So she takes the first ball strike. All right, Lex, let's do it, girl. Strike 2. They called it inside. So no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases loaded for our senior. They walked Lexi last inning, but if they walk her tonight, she'll be walking a run home. So we'll see what they're going to do here. Of course, they're heading the count, and Lexi fouls one back. Out of play. So still alive. We got no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases loaded. Right behind Lexi, we got Cassidy Skillett, our other senior leader here on this team. So pitcher doesn't have a lot of options here in front of her. She's kind of in a strong part of our batting lineup. Lexi hits one to shortstop, who
Number 3.
flings
Riley
it
Schmidt.
to third to get Leah force out on the third base.
Now with 2 outs.
But Lexi scores a run. So it's 7-1 for the Cardinals.
Looking at 2 outs.
We got a courtesy runner coming in for Lexi. So Lexi with a single gets on first base. Lauren Molly comes in to courtesy run for our pitcher Lexi Mock. So we got runners on second and first. Kitty Went is on second. Lauren Molly on first. Cassie Skillett up And the catcher kind of bobbles the ball, and Kitty
We have both
heads
runners
up running.
advancing to second and third.
Heads up base running, so we got our runners advanced now in scoring position for Cassidy Skillett. So we got 2 outs, though, here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Cardinals lead 7-1. Got runners on second and third base with our senior Cassidy Skillett up to the plate. Cassidy takes a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike for Cassidy Skillett. Cassidy's a long ball hitter, too. She's number 11 for home runs for the Cardinals, for career home runs. With 11 home runs, she's tied with Leah Juergens, Carly Henning, Cassidy Skillett. Cassidy gets one.
Great hit for the first base, bringing in 2 runs for Crete.
Our senior leader there with a 2 RBI single. And that is the ball game because it's the bottom of the 5th.
With the Crete Cardinals 9 and Omaha Cougars 1.
So game ends tonight at the bottom of the 5th inning with 2 outs left, 2 outs on the board. Cassidy Skillett, our senior, ends the game. Run ruled the Omaha Gross Cougars 9-1 tonight. So want to thank you all for tuning in. This will be our last softball Strive event for the season. The Cardinals now will be on the road on Thursday in Lexington for the conference championships, and then likely at Wayne Monday and Tuesday for sub-district. So thank you again for dialing in. We want to thank our Strive sponsor, Travis Coe, for all of his help and support broadcasting, and Peyton, our helper tonight. We had another helper that was new. Jaden helping. All right, so I want to thank all of them for helping out tonight. And we'll sign off, and we'll see you next season, but keep cheering those Cardinals on as they head to conference, district, and hopefully on to state. Have a good evening, safe travels, stay healthy, and good night.